Ladies and gentlemen, all rise for the RankKing's court.
Good morning, Krusty Crew!
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Tuesday. The RankKing's court is live. Live, ladies and gentlemen, 6:30 on Twitch. Right for you, presented by Thoughts from the Bench. I, the Rank King, welcome you back as I return from vacation. Not burnt, always tan. Always tan.
Always tan.
Always tan.
I was
gonna say we welcome you back.
Yeah.
Hey, I appreciate you guys having me back. As I bring the warm weather with me, hopefully. It didn't work. There's like thunderstorms every fucking day this week. It's such bullshit.
Yeah.
It's a good job.
So
go back.
Thanks a lot, asshole. Yeah, we appreciate it.
I don't know. I literally stepped off the plane and I was like, it's cold as shit here again. Like, this is absolutely insane. And the worst part is, it was almost the same temperature. It was like 80 degrees.
It wasn't really cold this past weekend.
No, it was muggy out, but aside from that, no.
I literally put a hoodie on today because I thought it was a little chilly.
What the hell's wrong with you?
I baked in the sun like a baked potato for the last week.
Yeah, we can tell
man.
looking at your face. Yeah, that's very clear.
It's very. I mean, my legs are probably the tannest, and you know what they say about them tan legs. You know, I'm just saying. So.
I have no idea what they say about the tan.
Yeah,
legs.
I don't know. I don't know if Bree's going to answer that or not. But
that they're tan. That they're tan.
Oh, yeah. That
they're tan, dummies.
Oh, okay. Makes
Yes.
sense.
But yes. And before we get into today's topic, I wanted to say that, you know, the Hawaiian is always out, especially for today's topic. But let's find out where the hell we are to start, gentlemen.
RankKing's Court is live today from the Union Fitness Studios located on the North Shore of Pittsburgh. Union Fitness is more than a traditional gym. It's a place where you can transform yourself inside and out with a variety of classes based around fitness, yoga, strength, and performance training. At Union Fitness, they believe that it is their duty to hold themselves and their clients to a higher standard. They practice what they preach and uphold the values that make Union Fitness the community that it is. Go to unionfitness.com today to sign up for a consultation through Union. There is strength.
Oh, the motherfucking arms!
You can tell.
Go! I miss it. I'm glad I'm fucking back.
The ranking is very hyped up right now.
He's
you can
very
tell.
hyped up.
He missed an entire week, so all that like adrenaline
Yeah.
rush that like he didn't have before is now being
two
put
episodes
to this.
in one now,
Yeah,
basically.
it's a lot.
Yeah.
Also, before the show starts, big happy birthday to Chipper, the HR rep here at Thoughts from the Bench. We love him, we appreciate him, and hopefully he's enjoying himself today.
Hopefully he tunes in.
Hopefully, I think he's
Probably
got
not on his
he's got
birthday.
better things to do
No.
on his birthday. Yeah, more than likely, he gets a pass on this one.
Oh yeah. But fellas, so after baking in the sun for how long? After how many sluggish beers I threw back in the day,
I thought you were gonna
when
say
I was on there?
I thought you were gonna say seltzers for a sec, but okay.
Icy light
I
mangoes.
treated myself.
Some
a little
icy
bit.
light mangoes for
Treat
sure.
yourself.
Treat myself to some cold, refreshing Michelob Ultra. It was very nice for my stomach, boys.
Lime
Very
cactus
nice, but-
one probably. I could tell.
Tune me in for last week. So, Vo, you got
I was the
Step-
king.
Vo,
you got to step into the
I
shoes
was
of a
the
king.
Vo
So how the
got
fuck was that?
a temporary promotion to king.
I did get a promotion.
Mm-hmm.
Where?
How was that?
Where is it at? It was good. I don't have the image pulled up here, though, for some reason. So we'll just talk about it.
Okay.
We
Do it.
did the top 10 hockey movies, the best hockey movies.
Oh, yeah, last week's episode was what? Hockey Talkie.
Hockey talkie.
Hockey
Yeah.
talkie.
Talkie.
We welcomed Mr. Elsass into the building.
Yeah, he was very hyped up. He didn't have to
Yeah.
do anything. He just sat on the couch like didn't have a care in the world. Just got to talk hockey the entire time. He
Yeah.
was happy.
He was very, very happy.
He was vibing last week. Actually, is what he was doing. I bet he was feeling good.
Well, when it came to the rankings, he was not so happy.
No, he was
Or a
not.
couple times he
His
got a
voice
little angry.
His voice was raised. We
Yeah.
usually don't condone that kind of anger here on Rankings Court. This is a very relaxed environment. This is a safe space in a way.
Sometimes.
Yeah, it's when the social media stuff comes up. That's when the heat usually comes in. It's usually directed at him, but yeah.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but he got pretty heated when someone mentioned that his Milwaukee was the subject of a new expansion pack of
Yeah.
of the hockey team.
Well, the reason he got angry is because Vo gave us the topic earlier to come up with an expansion team. And obviously we were going to try to detour away from the obvious ones like Hartford, Quebec City, and all that fun stuff. So Vo, and obviously we had Foreigner that decided to bring up who to go first, and Vo was first. And as soon as he says Wisconsin, me and Josh,
Both of them just lost.
both of them, we just lost our
just
shit
lost
because
it.
both of us had the same idea for Milwaukee-based expansion club.
But I went with Green Bay.
He did. He went with Green
So
Bay
I
to
didn't
be
do
different.
Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm.
And Josh thought I did it on purpose, but honestly, it just happened that way.
No,
It wasn't a troll job or anything like
no,
that.
it literally just came up out of nowhere because we just
Yeah.
I came in wanting to do Milwaukee, so I bet you he probably would have yelled at me too. So
The fact that all of you were able to pick Milwaukee just
right?
blows my
It was
blows
ob-
my mind.
it's
Out
so
of all the different
obvious.
cities, states,
it's so
countries.
obvious though. Like they have a beautiful arena. They're in the great northern area where it's an area that doesn't have a hockey team. They have a minor league team, so we thought it could have supported an NHL franchise.
Yeah.
It was easy. Portland could have been the second one probably. Either one in Maine or Oregon actually, but who cares?
I love it, boys. I love that even when I'm away, the passion never dies, and especially with hockey. Speaking with Vo's a hockey player, Josh plays hockey, I think, at some
He
point.
used to,
some
yes.
point.
He used
So
to,
you
yes.
so used to. Okay,
Used
so
to, yes.
got that veteran instinct. And Greg, you watch hockey.
I
so
do.
like all this
I watch hockey. Yes, I do.
all this was, very well entertained and very well received on my end. It was wonderful for me to, won't actually take it off because that would be obscene, but
I
to
thought
put
it was
the crown down.
You're gonna hand it over. Is
I
that
thought
what
it
you're-
was like glued to your head or
He's
something.
gonna hand it over. That's what he's gonna
I didn't
do.
realize that you could take it off. I honestly thought it's like permanently just stuck there.
You imagine if I had to every time I had a haircut, I just had to buzz around the fucking crown
I could see you doing
He
that
had
for sure.
it's like a bowl cut except it's a crown cut.
like a coconut head from Ned's Declassified, but
Yeah.
with royalty status.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
You only get that if you have like a Discover card. But who the fuck knows, man? We're back. We're here. And I tell you what, when I say that this might be my favorite topic that we've ever fucking established, it is. We're gonna talk SpongeBob tonight, boys.
It's gonna be a good one.
This is gonna be great.
I loved it. Like literally, I ran in one of the guys I work with is like, I hate SpongeBob, and I was like, fuck, what do you mean you hate SpongeBob? And he's like, I watched the news and I watched the History Channel. I said,
what a lame.
okay. I mean, that's fine, but I'm sorry that you were deprived.
Sorry you missed out.
He's a Pawn Stars fan.
I
apparently.
actually, when I was played outside, I would come in, watch an episode of SpongeBob here and there.
I'm glad.
then
I'm
run
glad
back
to hear
outside.
that.
So you literally, I bet you had a pineapple that you went into the pool with, and you were trying to be SpongeBob. You're like, I'm gonna shit the house down. I'm gonna
No.
shit Squidward's house down.
No, but I would try and hunt jellyfish all the
Yeah.
time.
So I didn't get into SpongeBob until I was in high school. Weirdly enough.
Oh wow.
Yeah. 'Cause-
Really? Holy shit, Greg.
Yeah, I didn't get into it till I was in high school, and then amazingly, when I got to college, so I discovered the Nicktoons channel that had
Oh
just
yeah.
we had that on in our dorm all the
Yeah.
time. Like it was like endless repeats of Jimmy Neutron and SpongeBob and Fairly Odd Parents and Avatar, some Dragon Ball sometime every now and then. So like that, like we watched SpongeBob a lot in college too. And that's where I started to really appreciate how great it is until and I think it's a generation gap, honestly, for some
for
people
sure,
who
yeah.
don't like SpongeBob because a lot of people probably look at it and find it very stupid. But I mean, there's a lot of stuff on TV that's dumb, but it's dumb fun. That's what it is.
People watch the Jersey Shore for how long?
Exactly.
They can watch SpongeBob.
Exactly. It's the same concept whatsoever.
I mean, if you took the adult concepts of SpongeBob and threw it in there, with some, Jim Tan laundry, I can see that.
Well, I mean, and credit, SpongeBob was supposed to be an Adult Swim show.
It's insane how shit works, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just, it's wonderful. Like, it really is. But, all darkness aside with the adult content, SpongeBob was a kid's show, guys. And I grew up with it. Like, my parents always were like, turn that stuff off. And I was like, no.
No.
Wow.
No.
Little, you out of here. No.
No,
Oh
I'm not
my-
turning it off.
Wow. Apparently grew coconuts down there.
I feel like my parents didn't like it either because his laugh was annoying to them.
It's just I mean, the older that it's the concept of time, right? The older generation always finds something that the younger generation appreciates that they decide to call that stupid. They did it with rock and roll for years, and look how the fuck that turned out. So I'm telling you, man, like, and I would compare it to rock and roll, like, for the amount of like ups and downs it had, and just the glorious amount of history that it had as well. But I'll stop yammering because I can go on for the shit for how long, because I love SpongeBob, and I'm glad that you guys, for as much as Vo was outside, he understands SpongeBob.
Yeah. I also think being in the dorm and us having Nicktoons on all the time, I think you watched a lot of SpongeBob in hindsight too.
I don't remember watching too much in college. though.
Really?
No,
It was
I
on all the
watched it when it
time.
came out.
I had
He was
it on-
outside of college too.
I was outside.
Yeah, I can't confirm that he was.
Vo literally just lived outside.
Still do.
Still, there you go.
Mm.
But hey, I'm yammering a lot, and I feel like we got to get to some content, right? Because otherwise, what the whole point is this show? So let's move on. Our first radical ranking of the evening. Everybody loves a good Krabby Patty, right? I mean, that's just basically how it is. But the show at times went out there. When I say out there, there are some things that just went out there. And one of them was the innovation of the different forms of Krabby Patties.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to discuss 5 of them.
I'm actually
the show.
I'm actually surprised you were able to come up with a list for this. Honestly.
You have no idea, Greg. You have no idea.
I'm honestly kind
Um,
of surprised you came up with a list for this, but I'm intrigued to see what this.
Some of them are very basic, and other of them are what? What did they do? What? So let's start with a very simple concept at number 5, Krusty Dogs.
This is definitely one of the newer episodes. I do remember these because especially you can tell from the animation style.
Mm-hmm.
It was okay. It was okay. I would say not a memorable one. But I would argue that.
I like it at 5.
Yeah, I'd say it's fair.
The whole portion is that, of course, Mr. Krabs just money. That's all it was, right?
Of course.
So naturally, when he sees like a big buck that could be made, and he turned his attention to, people think that the Krabby Patty is okay and it's great, but it's the only thing that we really have. So why not invent it? Why not innovate it? Make it crazy. Let's take the meat from the Krabby Patty and make it a hot dog. Because why the hell not? And then sell Krusty Dogs. And I'm pretty sure these were like ridiculous in price. It was like $5 per like Krusty dog, and people would order like 2 Krusty dogs at a time. So literally like $10, which in Mr. Krabs' mind is always like times 10 of the amount because of just of what it's made. But yeah, it's not a crazy innovation, but it is like a different concept, because I guarantee you, like, people have thought of that idea before. They do it not necessarily with hot dogs, but if you look at like something like Burgatory, they take a burger that is literally now the style Fitty Fitty, which is
I love Burgatory.
half burger, half bacon. And they mush that all together. And that's what I get every time. I used to get the bison all the time because I thought it was exotic.
I love the bison burger.
There's nothing more exotic than mixing a whole shit ton of bacon in your burger and then cooking that. Because I'm putting bacon jam on top of that with extra bacon.
It's a
Cholesterol is not the name of the game here.
It's a lot of pork right there, man.
And
But,
you know you're not
yeah.
going to Wendy's.
No, none whatsoever.
No, Wendy's. Fuck that shit. But we move on to another simple concept, but it reimagined the whole sense because this is the Krusty Krab pizza.
Who wants to sing it? Austin, I think you should.
I will save this for later.
Okay.
I will save it for later.
Okay.
Spoiler at some point. But yes, they were sitting in the restaurant one day and someone ordered and asked for a pizza. I don't know why the hell you wouldn't just look at the menu before you went and called ahead. Otherwise, you would have seen that they don't have fucking pizza. But it doesn't matter because Mr. Krabs took that as, I'm going to take a whole tray of Krabby Patties and just literally beat them down into a pizza, which
did it very quickly too, which was
a magic
impressive.
trick of its own.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that shit, but the man has basic big, meaty claws for hands. Like, it's unreal. So to take a concept, I don't even know how that would taste, first of all. Having a bunch of well-cooked Krabby Patties put down into a pizza.
Well,
It probably wouldn't be bad.
no, I mean, like, I would think of it as it'd be kind of like, maybe a cheeseburger pizza, or if, like, we're going from, like, the Krabby Patty perspective of potentially being, like, a crab cake, it'd, like, be a crab cake pizza.
Greg, are you saying that the Krabby Patties are made of crab?
I mean, we don't know the recipe.
You also don't know the fact, I think, that Mr. Krabs, besides his relatives, are the only crabs living in Bikini Bottom.
Just saying. It's possible.
And the
Oh,
Krusty
are you-
Krab is a lobster trap.
Yes, it is.
These are just some spitball takes.
That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
that's what we call rumor and innuendo, folks.
That's very true.
Yes.
But yeah, the Krusty Krab pizza is the pizza for you and me, but it does not come close to number 3.
Oh, that was nice.
look at that. Look at that. He's on point today.
I personally think this one should be higher, but
We'll see how it is
Just 'cause
because
just because everyone knows about the Krusty Krab pizza.
that's true. If you think about it for this next one, other restaurants have tried to imitate it for many different reasons. Maybe not all the colors, but number 3 are the pretty patties.
This was a fun episode
Yeah,
too.
it was cool.
Because I do appreciate, like, especially the scenes where there's all the different color ones. There's like the, I can't remember, but it was like the Scottish colors and stuff, and the glow in the dark
Oh,
colored
yeah,
one. That was
yeah.
cool. And then you just cut to SpongeBob, like, with the counter asking for the number, which was excellent.
What I meant by other, because Burger King has done this on 2 occasions before. They have taken, actually, let's say 3, because I remember the third one. They had the Angry Whopper, they had the Halloween Whopper, and then they had the Frankenburger. So they colored the buns red, black, and green for all those occasions.
Mhm.
Now, the problem with that is when you had to do your business, some stuff didn't look right. For a multitude of reasons. That's just the food coloring.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the Southside Burger King right now?
Wait. Is
I
that
don't know
a
if it's the Southside
wait?
Burger.
Do you know about that Burger King?
Wait. Is it a Burger King still, or is it in that transition phase like we've seen before?
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
No, I think it's back to being a Burger King.
Okay,
now.
give it like a couple months, and then maybe you'll catch it on the day where you can't do Burger King anymore.
But yeah, and if you think about it, the result in this episode was almost the same thing, only it was like parts of their bodies that were changing color. The Scottish guy that Greg was talking about was, look what I got under me kilt.
Yes.
And it was literally just like the colors of like a bagpipe,
Mhm.
like all the way up to his waist.
Look
I'm
what it
just
did
like-
to our tongues.
What's wrong with yours? We want a my back. So, yes, as great as successful as the Pretty Patties were, they did have their side effects on 1 or 2 occasions. And I wanted so badly when I did my Instagram rank of the SpongeBob memes, I wanted to put the Mr. Krabs paranoid meme in there. So bad. I was like, does this deserve to be in the top 5? But I don't know. Nothing can really top Evil Patrick. That is
that is an excellent.
that is
one.
an
I'll give you that.
understatement.
That is a good one.
Let's move on to number 2, which is hey all you people. Hey all you people, won't you listen to me? I just had a sandwich, no ordinary sandwich, a sandwich made with jellyfish jelly.
That's impressive.
Jelly.
That's impressive.
That was good.
Mm-hmm.
The jelly patty,
That was
ladies
good.
and gentlemen. And if you think about it, it's the right amount. It's a crazy creation, but I mean, people are putting mustard on watermelon these days, so it all depends really on what you're taking.
Hard
Wait,
no on that.
wait, what?
Yes, it is a TikTok trend that I believe my girlfriend
Fucking
Bree
Christ.
tried, and she's wondered why people were doing it because it was not
She
good.
didn't like it. You didn't
No.
try it though.
Oh, fuck! Listen, I do some crazy shit, but I don't even like watermelon very much. So
See, I don't
the
like
fact
mustard.
that I'm gonna, the fact that I'm gonna put mustard on it, which is one of my favorite. I feel like mustard being one of my favorite condiments would ruin the taste of mustard for me if I put it anywhere near a fruit.
Mhm.
So, especially a watermelon. I don't know, but yes, the jelly patty was used when SpongeBob collected jellyfish and was able to extract jelly and decided to put it on a sandwich one day, a Krabby Patty,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody lost their shit over it, legitimately, to the point where they were so good, Mr. Krabs decided to take every jellyfish at Jellyfish Fields and literally make an assembly, which is, I'm assuming that's why they don't air the episode anymore, because it's a sense of animal cruelty for why these jellyfish were being put in.
They don't air that up anymore.
They don't air
really?
that.
I don't know if they air it anymore. I don't know. I
mean,
know there's
They're all
quite
animals,
a few
so
of
wouldn't
them.
that like every episode would be animal cruelty?
That's very true.
Yeah. Makes no
But
sense.
there's
So I
quite a
don't
few
know about that
episodes.
one.
There's quite a few episodes that don't air anymore for various reasons. I thought maybe that was one of them. But yes, there was one jellyfish that SpongeBob loved, and it was a blue jellyfish.
Mhm.
And the jellyfish got pissed when all of the other jellyfish were stolen. So
Oh wait, was
SpongeBob
this No Name?
this was No Name. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna call you No Name. Like,
Mhm.
just blew my mind. But yeah, it's that weird combination of like salty and sweet. I mean,
This one might not be bad.
I've
put
had a
jelly on
burger
it.
from Burgatory with habanero jelly on it, and that was delicious. So, and I recall having the Goober Burger at Summit Diner in Somerset, and that's peanut butter jelly and bacon. So, I mean, it's possible.
you can have, which I find it just crazy. I obviously would never be able to try it, but there is something where it's just basically getting it Elvis style, which is peanut butter and bananas on the burger.
I bet you that'd be good.
You know what?
Maybe put a little honey on it, add some
Yeah,
sweetness
I'm,
to it.
I'm not about to try it, Greg. You guys can let me know how it is, but I ain't about to try it. I ain't risking my health for that. And finally,
Don't be a baby. Just
Oh, yeah,
try
it's
it.
not
If
like it's my
any, if
life or
anyone,
anything.
you literally
If you guys
just
donate bits right now, Austin will try it.
you literally just
Don't
talked
do
to-
that. I don't
you
have an
just talked
EpiPen.
about having a 50-50 burger and then adding bacon jam on top of it, and then probably
There's
adding
a
more
difference-
bacon to it.
yes, but there's a difference between knowing how bad my cholesterol levels are to experimenting with an allergy.
Oh, I forgot about that. Fuck.
Yeah, I don't have an EpiPen, so don't donate bits to that shit. I'll die because I will do it. Don't do that. So, but yes, number one, it doesn't have to look good or taste good to be innovative. It is the nasty patty.
I kid you not. I don't know why, but randomly I was thinking about this episode this morning. I don't know why.
Really?
I don't know why. In my head, I was just thinking about that scene. You know what it is? Because one of my favorite things I used to say was when SpongeBob would be like, "We've been Smeckledorfed." That was one of the best ones.
We've been cooked, bamboozled. We've been Smeckledorf.
That's not even a word, boy.
But yes,
great episode. Yes.
I
Because
don't really remember this one too well.
Well, so what happened was that they were getting a visit from the health inspector, and this guy came in, the health inspector, and Mr. Krabs somehow believed that this wasn't a health inspector. It was just a guy pretending to be a health inspector.
It was a
Okay.
it was because there was a news alert that came on that said that there was
Right.
someone going around as a fake
Yeah.
one pretending to get free food, and that's what made him mad.
Yeah.
Free food.
So they literally do everything in their power to make this the worst Krabby Patty that ever existed. And I'm talking like so much to the point where they think they use like horseradish. And I'm like, look, horseradish is good. I don't know a certain way. I probably wouldn't eat it on a burger, but I get it. I mean, they dunked this thing in the toilet, like did all kinds of weird shit with it. And the guy went to take a bite of it. And instead of biting the burger, a fly flew down his throat and he choked and presumably died. And they were freaking out because they thought they just killed this guy. And the news came on right after and said, oh, the fake health inspector has been apprehended. Here he is. If your health inspector comes in, watch out. You may have screwed up. So they go to like bury this guy and like all this, and the cops show up. It's just hilarious. Like I love every part of that episode. And the Nasty Patty by far is one of the greatest innovations of a Krabby Patty I've ever seen. There was a honorable mention that is the, believe it was the triple Krabby Patty Supreme deep fried on a stick. Thanks.
I was gonna say another honorable mention would have been, and this is a bad one technically, but when Mr. Krabs sells the Krusty Krab to a billionaire and he turns it into a chain, and then all the Krabby Patties are like made of like mush,
synthetic,
yes,
like synthetic gray shit. Yeah, I remember that one.
Mm-hmm.
Another one was from an episode that actually doesn't air anymore. So here's some news for you.
How many of these are there? Like shit.
I know that the one, a different innovation for it was the Pipsqueak Patty, because Barnacle Boy was tired of receiving the Pipsqueak Patty. It's like, I'm a man. God damn it. Like, I want my own adult-sized Krabby Patty. And because of that, he decides to turn evil. And just for no reason, he just joins up with Man Ray in the Dirty Bubble.
Wait. Are you telling me that this Krabby Patty innovation was the reason that evil became a thing? I do not remember that being the reason. Because that is a phenomenal episode in my opinion. I did not remember that was the reason that caused him to snap.
Krakatoa! Like I guess they stopped airing it because the guy was like, ooh, make out reef, and he like makes out with him.
Come on.
But I guess like they actually had a car up there, and they were like, "Well, people do vice versa." Like all kinds of weird shit goes on in that episode anyway.
It's a cartoon.
Exactly. I mean, well, Rick and Morty's a cartoon, and you know we saw how that all ends. But yes, those were the 5 top innovations of a Krabby Patty. Let's move on to Radical Ranking number 2. You know what I love is that there's always a great side character. When I say side characters, it's not talking about ones like Mr. Krabs, Plankton, Mrs. Puff, Larry the Lobster Ripped. Like, it's not any of those guys. These are some characters that are always somehow either just in one episode or in the background. They all have their little thing that they got going on. And I cherished every episode that I watched them in. So let's start off with our number 5. Kevin, let's see, Cucumber.
Wow, really? Okay.
I was about to put Jeffrey Jellyfish in here, but then I was like, I'd have to go, touch, don't touch. Literally every time. And I just couldn't do it. But yeah, Kevin C. Cucumber in one episode, which I believe he was only in one episode. He might have made some cameos before, but this is the only one that he had some speaking parts in.
I agree. This is the only episode that I remember him in.
Yeah. So he's supposed to be like this big jellyfish expert that he was, you know, supposedly the greatest jellyfisher in the world. And SpongeBob immediately idolizes over him. And to one point gets the phrase, don't meet your heroes. Like this is what happens. And I love this personally because of how they were just able to have SpongeBob do all these just random things to try to hurt himself. And Kevin always ended up being the one stung.
Am I in the Jelly Spotters now?
No! And I will say it was funny when the king jellyfish stung him, and then they look down there in the hole, and there's just like, hey, guys, look! It's Kevin. And there's like 6 people down there just like starving with a fire. I don't know if that's mass desertion or what, but they know they're down there. They're not doing shit about it. So
Right.
They just care about Kevin.
But yeah, that's the phrase. Like, don't meet your heroes because they don't always turn out to what they be. Because Kevin ended up being a fake, and they had the which I think was the king jellyfish. They like tried to make like a queen jellyfish in order to appease him.
Yeah.
And it was, kissy face.
No,
Hilarious.
well, what is it that he said? It was that he was only into it for the fashion.
Yeah, I was only into it for the fashion, and it's like all this like button shit and all that.
He kind of has your crown on.
He does.
You guys kind of match.
No, his is slimmer, and I know what I'm talking about half the time.
Well,
so.
to be fair,
You good jellyfish
to
hunter?
be fair, if we took it off, it would probably have the same impact that it did with Kevin.
It would just rip my like head off, essentially.
It wasn't.
I just got that. I'm sorry.
You're welcome.
Number 4, and this is an interesting one because there's multiple variations, but I remember the one, and I'll talk to them because this is Old Man Jenkins.
Yeah, this is okay. So this is a good example of a side character in this case, then Austin, because he appears in a lot of episodes.
Appears in a lot of episodes, and he appears in multiple forms. I don't know if you guys knew this or not, but this is a big debate because they actually had an episode in like one of the later episodes where they found the real Old Man Jenkins. This isn't the real Old Man Jenkins. This is just the one I remember. And there's like a skinny one. There's this old one where they're watching. I think it's something, and he's like watching. He's like, I thought this was. Oh, it's Sailor Mouth. I remember because, hey, Squidward, how the are you? I thought this was a restaurant, not a tasteless convention. Like, and then you had like the end of the episode of Sailor Mouth where it's a completely different Old Man Jenkins, and it's like, what? It's Old Man Jenkins and his jalopy. Hi, young people, and it's like all these different like sounds that were like the swears and that. There's multiple variations of this character, and I thought it was crazy enough to say the least that I never even noticed. I just thought they were all different Old Man Jenkins.
Maybe that was like a little Easter egg that the creators probably threw in there too.
I don't know. But I guarantee you he's not as excited as this next guy. Number 3, chocolate.
This is actually and here's the great thing. You could probably pick 2 other like side characters from this episode alone, which is impressive on their part.
And the thing is, this guy is like in other episodes, but this is the only time that he decides to just freak out.
Yeah, I didn't know his name was Tom.
Yeah, that's right. He's known as Tom the Chocolate Guy.
Huh.
So
I don't even remember him saying his name at all.
Yeah, I don't remember.
It's you had to look online for it, I guess. But
wow.
I found it funny the whole point that he's like apparently getting enraged and he just wanted to buy chocolate the whole time, and he was just so excited, which we all get that way. I mean, like I take it as an example of when like the ice cream truck rode down the road and like all the kids in the neighborhood like were freaking out because they wanted ice cream. So yeah, they're gonna scream and take money and everything and want ice cream.
I was gonna say, is that you yesterday?
I don't know. I don't know the sense.
That was you
but,
at the beach when you saw the ice cream truck, ice cream cart.
I mean, I was gonna say that's probably very much something that he was in the midst of wanting, I bet.
But yeah, Tom the Chocolate Guy at number 3. Number 2,
at 2. Wow.
At 2.
Wow.
This is the Frankenstein creation of SpongeBob, Doodle Bob. I originally was very terrified. I'm not gonna lie, I was terrified of this guy.
He was kind of scary. He was scary.
I mean, he's just a guy with a pencil. Like it's very terrifying.
And he can draw whatever he wants.
It's also hilarious because the reason that he has the pencil is because an artist apparently drops his pencil in the ocean for some reason.
Yep. The guy doing the episode just falls asleep and drops the pencil into the ocean, and that's how. That's creativity at its finest, gents. Like, this is like this was more of a more innovative Chalk Zone kind of thing. to say the least. And that's where I thought it was like cool, because I thought they took that format and like, well, instead of chalk, what happens if the guy just falls asleep and drops a pencil? So
smart. I got nothing wrong with that. No.
But this also gave us the great line of, Patrick, we got to stop him. Where's the leak, ma'am? He like draws a bowling, like Doodle Bob draws a bowling ball to where Patrick's head then turns into like a pin and it knocks him in. And then they drop a giant wrench on him. And he's like, where's the leak, ma'am? It's innovative at its finest, gents. I can't. And to be fair, all these impressions are free. Like no one's donating bits right now.
No, listen. This one is for entertainment purposes, and we love it.
Oh yeah. But Greg, at number 2, yes, because there is one solo character from a side that's been in how many episodes, visual or not, and they made an entire episode about him. This is Fred, my leg! My leg! I'm not kidding you when they made an entire episode trying to see if they could hurt Fred's leg, because I guess he didn't feel his leg anymore. So they were trying to see if they could hurt it in like various ways to make him scream like, my leg!
Was that like I'm assuming that had to have been a newer episode because
it's a newer episode, yeah.
Okay.
But like, this was everywhere, like no matter what. This was during different explosions, street traffic that went underway. Rev up those fryers because somebody help throws him. My leg! Like, it's wonderful. And I can't say enough that if you make an episode dedicated to a side character, he must be pretty damn important.
That's fair. I give you a ton of credit on that one.
But you missed the real number 1.
See, if you're gonna say someone that's like main, okay, but I'm gonna stop talking. Go ahead. Who is he?
Who was number 1?
Smitty Wortman Jaegerman Jensen.
He had an episode.
He
all by
was
himself.
number 1.
Very true. That would have been so poetic if that was the case.
God damn.
That would have been
excellent.
Some honorable mentions. Would you put Karen as a side character?
No, she's too well known.
Okay.
As far just because, you know, just the banter between her and Plankton back and forth is just hilarious. And, you know, one of the first episodes that we meet Karen is where we get, I think, an episode that hasn't been presented maybe in a long time. And that's when they find out, try to find the Krabby Patty by dropping it in the thing and have it analyze it. And they drop the seaweed in, and it's like, seaweed, 50% sea, 50% weed. And I was like, shit, everyone's getting toked in Bikini Bottom. Like, damn. I mean, just all these great episodes. And let's, Karen couldn't have been on the list because she had to reteach Plankton the alphabet. If you remember from the Spongebob movie, it's like, I've exhausted every plan from A to Y. What about Z? So the fact that he didn't know the alphabet and he's supposed to be a maniacal genius, kind of shitty.
Hey,
That's all I'm just saying.
sometimes you slip up.
That's true. Trying to also think of some other ones. Squilliam, I'm assuming, wouldn't count either.
Yeah, a big of a rival is Squilliam, fancy son from band class. Don't be alarmed, Squidward. Try to imagine him in his underwear. Oh no, he's hot.
Oh jeez.
Oh man, it's so wonderful, and I can't say enough just how great SpongeBob is and all the characters and what they do. So instead of me yammering, we're gonna move on to maybe an interesting, great money debate. The title of this is very simple, boys. Salty Spittoon Brawl. Welcome to the Salty Spittoon. How tough are you? How tough am I? How tough am I? I ate a bowl of nails for breakfast.
So?
Yeah, so without any milk. Right this way. So if for some reason Vo doesn't stub his toe while watering his spice garden and only crying for 20 minutes. How in the hell, when we get into the Salty Spittoon, if a brawl ensues, which two characters from SpongeBob would you have backing you up? It's a very, very simple one, boys, but I want to know the reasonings too, because that's the whole point.
Okay.
Which we've also never really, here's another thing. We've never really seen the inside of the Salty Spittoon.
No, that's true.
That's true,
we
yeah.
were supposed to see it, but then SpongeBob slipped on an ice cube and had to be rushed to the emergency room. That's very
Sandy, what happened? You ran inside and slipped on an ice cube? I slipped on an ice cube and got covered in boo-boos. Boo-boos, eh? I think you want that hospital over there. Weenie Hut General! It's some good shit, man. So let's do this. How do we want to decide the order? I'll leave it up to you.
Oranger's sleeping, so he's not in
okay.
the chat tonight.
I feel like all right,
nerd.
Morehead, your mind has been on SpongeBob all day, so I feel like you should go last in this one.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Which means like
Vo, you
go first.
You
I
want me
went
to go
first last week.
all right, easy for me. Do you want to go like serpentine, so like or whatnot, like one pick at a time, or?
Yeah, we'll go
all depends on
pick.
what you boys want to do. I'm fine with either.
We'll go one pick at a time.
One pick at a time, okay. For me, my obvious one right from the get-go is one who got into the Salty Spittoon by ripping a tattoo off of a dude's chest and is also a karate master. Give me Sandy Cheeks.
I don't hate that
That
one.
would have been my first pick, too, so
Absolutely.
that's a great pick.
Wow.
I like it.
Wow.
Wow.
And the thing is, like, she said, got any more tattoos? And the dude immediately, like, reached for his junk, which is like,
I forgot about that.
it's just like, why? But at the same point, like, people get Prince Charmings all the time, so I can't even fault that one either. So, it's fucking whatever. So, Greg's got Sandy Cheeks. Vo, do you have one? Like that? I put a little bit of thought into this, so my reasonings might be a little bit different than you guys.
I do have one.
right.
My first pick is going to be Larry the Lobster.
Okay, good pick.
Because he's jacked.
Yeah.
But also, isn't like Larry one of like the nicest guys?
Yeah, but
like you'd have to like.
You see him walk in, you're going to be afraid of him.
Right, absolutely.
But once you start talking to him, you're like, oh, he's harmless. But, hey, they don't have to know that. He's just
That's not
walking
a bad
behind
pick.
me. He's walking behind me, looking around.
Observe. It's various. I love it. My pick is going to be an interesting one. I am going with the Flying Dutchman.
I'm the Flying Dutchman. I'm the Flying Dutchman.
What's your reasoning for that one?
Well, number one, he's scary. He's a ghost.
That's very true.
That's
and two,
very true.
Likes to put a sock on his ghostly tail, too.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Ghosts can't get hit. That's one thing. They're not physical. Plus, you're like, well, how does he fight? I don't need to fight if a ghost can possess the biggest guy in the fucking room. And I've got my guy right there. Like, straight on. And the fact that he's, a flying dead pirate, he's had some type of physical fighting experience.
Has the Flying Dutchman ever possessed anyone? I don't recall.
I believe he has. There was an episode, I think, where he had to try and scare SpongeBob. So he, like, possessed someone and, like, made them scary because he himself believed that he lost his scare.
Okay.
So,
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't need if he can't get hit and he's possessing like the scariest guy in the room, that's a win-win right there, baby.
Okay, I can see it. All
I'll
right,
go back to you, Greg.
Oh, you're going back to me? Okay. So for my number 2, this one's a little weird, but I'm going to say because of the fact robot with extra long arms that can do whatever she wants technically, give me Karen. I think Karen can hold her own in a bar fight. I bet.
I think you have a thing for Karen.
No, I just think she can. I think she can hold her own in a bar fight. Actually, now that I think about it, super smart. Probably knows different ways to take someone down and all that too. So why not?
It is interesting that you would like go into a bar with Sandy and Karen. Like that. I mean, that's interesting. I like it.
Why not?
A squirrel and a robot.
Well,
It's a bold strategy.
Well, Karen's the DD, obviously, because she can turn into a car and she can't get drunk.
Okay. I love it, Greg. I love it.
She could be your getaway car too.
That's also accurate. She's like she's everything you could possibly want in this situation.
All right,
I
Vo.
like it. My second pick, we're gonna go with King Neptune. He's the ruler of the sea.
No one will fuck with him.
No,
That's true.
yeah,
That's fair.
no one's gonna bother him.
What happens if he loses his crown?
What happens if you lose
Bald!
your crown?
Bald! Bald! My eyes! That's so great because, again, this is like going back to like the Old Man Jenkins routine. Like, there's multiple variations of King Neptune.
Mhm.
That's
Like,
true. That's very true.
There's like the more buff one that was in the beginning.
That's the
that,
one.
like-
That's the one that tried to make like 3,000 Krabby Patties and they all turned out horrible.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, there
And
you go. You
then
can poison everybody.
Yeah, that's fair.
Then you had the King Neptune from the SpongeBob SquarePants movie that looked more like a reformed dad kind of feeling that, you know, he was losing his hair.
Yeah.
And you have the one from like the which I still have yet to watch, but it was like the more realistic animated movie.
Oh
Is
yeah.
that that's the
Yeah.
recent one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there was a different King Neptune for that. So again, with the Old Man Jenkins routine, King Neptune, you can never have too many kings, boys.
It's a lot of kings, though. It's a lot of
And
kings.
you don't know which one you'll get
That's very true.
when we show up to the Salty Spittoon.
That's accurate. What's your last one, bud?
You boys have missed a clear cut favorite.
Gary.
No, surprisingly not. The whole point of a fight is to kick someone's butt, right?
Oh, damn it. I was thinking it too. That's a good one.
Give me fucking Flats the Flounder.
That's
I
good.
couldn't remember his name.
That's
Literally everybody in the sea in this episode was terrified of Flats. Even his own dad. It's like, Dad? Yes, son. What did I tell you about talking to strangers? Now he's gonna kick my butt. Like, it's so give me the ghost that can possess people and beat the shit out of them, and then give me the guy that kicks butts for a living.
Mhm.
And I'm walking in there and I'm not getting a scratch on me.
That's all right. It's reasonable. And plus, technically, SpongeBob's the only one that can't get his butt kicked because he's made of sponge. So yeah, it works
That's
out.
true.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
Yeah,
I feel like all our teams are pretty solid.
Iron Abs Crabs would have been a good one too.
oh, Iron Abs Crabs, yeah.
That would have been a good one. Trying to think of other ones that would have been good too.
There's a lot. There's
Wait,
honestly,
wait.
I
Here's a dumb one. Would Pearl have been a good one actually?
all she had to do is like slam her head down on
Yeah,
somebody.
she's
Daddy,
pretty giant, so-
daddy.
Salad and tea. And you know, if she's showing up, you know, oh shit, who are they called? Boys Who Cry are showing up too.
Oh god, I forgot about that.
It's your Pearl on her 16th birthday. Like, hilarious. I love it. So, yeah, those are our backups for if we ever were get into a salty spittoon brawl, to say the least. I love it, boys. I love it.
Yeah, I think those are solid choices. I can't think of any other ones that would be very like overwhelming and stuff that could like hold their own. I don't think Mrs. Puff would be a good one. I mean, she could like puff up and stuff, but that's about it.
I thought
Yeah,
about
those are
taking
needles.
her. I thought about taking her because she probably failed everybody once in driver's ed. And they're
Wouldn't that
probably
make
still
her more
afraid of
punchable?
Well, they're probably afraid of her.
That's true. I thought of the guy from the Fry Cook games that literally came out and was like,
Oh, the guy that was carrying Patrick. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that would have been a good one too.
But yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go under the sea here, a couple seconds. All right. Until then, here's a quick commercial break from our sponsors.
Hi, I'm Josh. I like pizza. Do you like pizza?
When the moon hits your eyes like a big pizza pie.
We've let it coagulate. Show Greg. King of coagulation there.
Coagulation is key.
Homemade Greek ranch.
Do you like watching people eat pizza? Help me, because I'm on the quest to find the best pizza in Pittsburgh.
Hand-forged pizza. Bit Vici. That's amore.
Make sure you're sending in your recommendations for the best pizza in Pittsburgh, because I'm gonna go, I'm gonna try it, I'm gonna hold it to my standards.
It's the aftertaste is the barf. It's where the barf comes
Oh,
in.
yeah. I agree. It's bomb pizza.
Can your favorite pizza place pass the test? Find out.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Vault, the weekly show from Thoughts from the Bench that takes a look back at some of the best and worst sports jerseys of all time.
So, I looked up what a Canuck was. Ben, you're gonna shit yourself. What a fucking silly country.
Here comes the
Wow.
Crimson Chin.
No, you sound like the John Candy in a fucking snapshot.
That's Uncle Buck.
I have an irrational fear of alligators and crocodiles. I hate them.
Wait, what? Of like, okay, this school who looks like they're in High School Musical just came and balled out. So yeah, they're not drinking Gatorade or water on the sidelines. They just got bottles of Barbicide and they're just fucking tanking them down, dude. Like that guy who's nodding his head. Okay, where's the keg at? You know, like that type of guy.
Yeah.
Like
He's a glue guy. He's a glue guy.
Okay, he's a glue guy.
I want to show off the human goose that is Mike Glennon.
Oh my god, he is a goose.
They're like mom jeans with the elastic on top. Like, I don't...
I'm okay. I'm okay. He's a man of the people. He's in with the students at games and sporting events. He's posing with the frat boys. He's getting pumped up, literally
Dude,
and
no.
metaphorically speaking, for every event. He is Dartmouth.
What?
That was really funny.
Football's the mitochondria, which is the powerhouse of the cell.
JJ Watt,
the
bring it
Golgi
on over,
apparatus.
pal. Bring it on over. Golgi apparatus, Golgi bodies, endoplasmic reticulum. I'm just naming off science shit now.
Boys, this is the hardest top 10 I have ever done. And
That's
I
saying
say
something.
that, I'm saying
Do
that,
we know
like,
how many episodes there are of SpongeBob?
there are, let me just Google that real quick, because there's so many.
It's
248.
248 episodes. And I made
And a couple movies.
and a couple movies. And I made a list of my top 10 episodes.
That would be hard narrowing it
that's
down.
that sounds difficult.
When you put it like that, yeah,
yeah.
that'd be tough.
When I say that I have about 5 to 6 honorable mentions, I'm not even shitting you right now, because it pained me when I had some originals that I had on here that I had to take off. Like 4 or 5 hours spent on this one, guys. It's wow.
This might be the one that causes. So
It's gonna
much-
cause some shit.
It's gonna cause.
It's
some
gonna
shit.
cause some shit.
Yeah.
So why not? Let's light the fire and get this chaos started.
I'm excited.
Number
go.
10. Number 10. No weenies allowed.
Wow.
Right?
This is
You
definitely
feel the
top.
pain
It's
already.
definitely
You feel
top
the
10.
pain
It's
already.
definitely top 10.
It's fair in the top 10. That's fair. Oh man,
I
this is
mean,
a good one.
the whole point of us doing things as human beings or sponges or squirrels or whatever the hell you are
It's true.
is that when someone tells you you can't do something, you do everything in your power to make sure that you do that thing.
Mm-hmm.
So in corresponds when Sandy and SpongeBob decide to go to the roughest, toughest bar in the Bikini Bottom, the Salty Spittoon. Sandy gets in no problem. Wow. So now SpongeBob tries to get in. How tough am I? You got a new bottle of ketchup? Sure. It's on! If I could just run this under some hot water. Like, and then he just does everything in his power to get into this bar. And it's varying from posing as a tattoo on a guy. It's like, oh, that's a new one. Huh, funny. I don't remember getting this one done. Well, can you make it dance? To wearing a wig.
Yes. Yeah, that's
So-
true. And no, and
so-
it
It wasn't even the right guy.
was not the right guy.
Doubt it. I'm a drifter. Just moving into town. Heard your club was pretty tough. Thought I'd check it out. It's like, pulls the hair, shows up in a goddamn clown wig.
Is this the same one where he like blows up the muscles, or is that
No,
different
that's a
one?
different one.
No,
That's
a
Muscle
different
Beach.
one.
That's Muscle
Okay.
Beach, yeah.
That's a different one. Yep. To finally, him just trying to fake a fight with Patrick. He calls him Tubby. Tubby. Nobody called me Tubby. To where Patrick essentially blows himself up to try to make sure that SpongeBob gets in, only for him to slip on an ice cube on the way in and get rushed to the hospital. And might I add you, it is not Double Weenie Monday.
Nope.
What's the other one?
Is it Mega Weenie Thursday, I think?
Yeah, I know. Double Weenie Monday. Actually, they moved Double Weenie Monday to Friday. Barnacles. But yeah. No weenies allowed at 10. Do we feel like we're starting off hot yet?
I have to see the rest of the list because this is a great episode, but there might be some that I would put higher.
It's
Well,
like I said, it's good on the top 10.
Yeah, I need to see the rest of the list before I go there.
boys, number 9 is Graveyard Shift.
I'm trying to remember which one is this.
This
Yeah,
is
I
the
don't remember this one.
hash bringing,
Oh my
Oh.
god!
singing, clash clinging. This is the episode where it's 8 o'clock and the Krusty Krab closes, and a fish walks up and he's like, "Are you still open? Can't you read the sign? I'll have a double Krabby Patty Deluxe and a side of kelp fries." And in order to keep making money, Mr. Krabs, with the only 2 workers that he has, makes the restaurant 24 hours. You can't do that shit. It's called like a huge liability for your workers.
No, it's called dedication.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's SpongeBob for you. We don't have to go home.
It'll be like us. We're working for hours and hours and hours, and then the sun will come up, and we'll still be working. It'll be just like a sleepover, like to a point where Squidward makes up a tale known as the hash slinging slasher, who is a fry cook who cut off his hand and then was hit by a bus and haunts the Krusty Krab by 3 different ways. The lights flickering on and off, the phone will ring, and there will be nobody there, and the walls will ooze green slime.
Oh wait, they do that all.
They always do that. And finally, a bus dropping off the hash slinging slasher. This was tough, boys.
I'm surprised
Knowing
this
how,
isn't
like,
higher on your list.
This was a
I'm telling you, like,
I always forgot
know-
too. The creepy one of this episode is like where their like eyelashes just like spurt out and they like squiggle away, and that was always a fucking weird scene for me.
how about something that none of us knew at first? The ending scene where it turns out it's just a guy that wants to like work at the Krusty Krab, and him on the phone, him on the bus, but who was flickering the lights? And they turn, and it's a German vampire movie making it into this fucking show, Nosferatu. I literally was like, as a kid, I was like, I have no idea what the hell that is. It's creepy, but it wasn't until I was older that I realized that Nosferatu was a German vampire movie.
Yeah.
A black and white German vampire.
Which I feel like you probably saw already.
Right. I mean, like, but who thinks
I
of that
definitely
shit in
saw
a kid's cartoon? Like,
I don't know.
everyone's going to be like way over their heads, but like as an adult, you're like, holy shit, that's so cool. Oh,
Do you think the people that made that movie were like, here, throw this in there? We'll give
Maybe.
you some extra money.
maybe.
believe
I don't
you.
know what they would. I don't know what they would think than putting it in a SpongeBob cartoon, but hey, I'm not hating it. Just as I hope none will hate my number 8, Shanghai.
Is this the one that's like the ode to the Bruce Lee movie?
No, this is the first episode of season 2, I believe, where when SpongeBob, opening his kelp flakes, notices that there's a prize inside, and he shakes it, to all of a sudden a giant anchor
Oh, okay.
dropping into his pineapple. And what I can only imagine would be a swear in Bikini Bottom goes, "Holy shrimp!" So, I mean, then Patrick and Squidward come along for the ride, and we find out that this is our introduction to the Flying Dutchman. And what ends up happening, obviously, is that Squidward gets thrown into like this vortex of despair, which is all these disturbing images of like eyes crying and like fires going and everything. And SpongeBob and Patrick becoming members of Flying Dutchman's crew.
Mm-hmm.
This is where we get the oh ah little.
Oh, this is the same episode?
This is that episode, and you also get you're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. Don't worry, Captain. We'll buff out those scratches. And it's like his whole boat is destroyed. To finally, one of the most underrated scenes in a SpongeBob episode where they are sitting in this deck and, they're thinking they're going to get a promotion or something. And they end up saying that the Flying Dutchman is going to eat them. And the only way to escape the room is through the perfume aisle.
That's a very scary
The
aisle.
perfume aisle at a mall. What the fuck?
It's like, they just throw that in there.
They just do. I love it.
It's just like, why is that even there? It's not logical.
No, it's not.
That's
But-
why it's perfect.
But man, I love this so much because it gave us two of the most iconic SpongeBob, I guess you could call them memes or anything that are used for the subject. You see them mostly on Twitter and Instagram just for different shit, but it's so funny. And I couldn't bear to not throw this episode in there. So number 7 is Rock Bottom.
The introduction of Glove World.
Yeah, this one's a good one.
Glove
I
World
like
is
this
so
one.
dumb, but I love it.
This episode was a trip. Like, it's so
Legit a trip.
legitimately. I mean,
Legit.
I love for the fact that they get Wonderful. What a wonderful day at Glove World. And he has this giant glove balloon that he gets in. He's like, I don't have any change. Hold on. Hits the bus driver. Just take your seat. They pass Bikini Bottom and end up at the abyss, which is known as Rock Bottom, where everything is ass backwards.
Yeah.
So much it was a controversy thing because they wanted to use the men's room and they didn't know by the signs what bathroom. They're like, well, we'll just wait till somebody comes out. And they legitimately can't tell.
Yeah. Wasn't that didn't the bus just go down a steep hill too?
Yeah.
To rock bottom? It just like dropped off.
Yeah. You also had the famous moment where, he just wants to know when the bus is there. And Patrick's like on the bus, right? He's like, hey, SpongeBob, bus is here. And then for the rest of the episode, SpongeBob is trying to get on this bus. And they just fly by to the one point where he like gets a chocolate bar. And he's trying to reach for it. And the bus like starts veering forward like every time he puts his hand near the chocolate bar. And then finally you get to the point where he goes and talks to the ticket guy. He's like, can I help you? Next bus to Bikini Bottom. Oh, why didn't you just say so? The next bus leaves in 5 seconds. And he finds out that this other fish is just trying to help him get out. But he doesn't know because it's not saying anything, and it's just charging near him every time. If you've ever seen Get Out, this is like the guy that's running towards you, but in fish mode. Like it's weird. And when he blows up the balloon, he goes, "Thank you, you're welcome." It's just like, all right. And of course, the episode ends with Patrick going back down to rock bottom to try to find SpongeBob.
I'll save you, SpongeBob.
Rock bottom was a trip, and that's why it's at 7. It's an iconic episode. And number 6, if you've ever been a part of a club, number 6, Club SpongeBob.
Is this the Magic Conch one?
This is the Magic Conch one, Greg.
All hail the Magic Conch!
Can I have something to eat? No. Can I have something to eat? No. Can I have something to eat? No. Can you say anything else but no? Yes. The fact of the matter that this whole episode revolves around a conch that's supposed to show people the way. And they finally think that they're like out of the woods, so to speak, when the park ranger shows up. It's like, you gotta help me. These 2 idiots and I crashed, and they're taking orders from a magic conch. Magic conch? You mean like this?
The scene too where it like cuts to Squidward's like stunned face is also incredible too.
Oh, hail the magic conch. It's fucking perfect, boys. I mean, like, this episode had me pissing myself in my seat. Like, it was so funny. Now we're halfway through. This one might be a trigger for some people.
Okay.
Number 5, chocolate with nuts.
Oh, man.
At 5. Dude, I know, man.
I mean,
it
had to be tough to narrow these down.
I don't even know if this would make my top 10.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, this is like one of the most iconic episodes.
But like, I don't know the other ones. I'm only getting hints of what is like on OBS right now. There's a lot of episodes that I love a lot more.
Telling you, look, but the whole premise of, I didn't know what an entrepreneur was until I watched this episode. That's something. Number 1. You're watching it as a kid. You're watching it as a kid. as like a kid that's like 8 years old, how the hell are you supposed to know what an entrepreneur is?
Yeah. I mean,
Oh, God.
SpongeBob taught you something.
It's educational, that's for damn sure. But then you also go to the fact that they try to become wealthy by selling. First of all, they buy all this chocolate. So, I mean, you got to buy. I get it. The subject of money, you got to spend some to make some. But then they get tricked into buying these chocolate bar carrying satchels.
And they get tricked into buying purses for the satchel.
Exactly. And I mean, you also have like, I mean, I've said it already. You got Tom the chocolate guy for one. Then you got the guy, hello, I love you. Then you also get the guy that he has a broken bone for every part of his body.
That's the one that sells them the bags too, which is great.
No, is it?
Yeah,
I don't know if it is.
It is because that's
It's like a con artist.
Yeah, no, that's what they do because that's when SpongeBob
That's
and
right,
Patrick
yeah.
show up with like their own fake injuries and stuff. Yeah.
And then you have, what are they selling?
Oh,
Chocolates.
That's
what are they selling?
Those are the ones that I thought you were gonna put on your side character list. Honestly, I thought for sure.
This episode was amazing, and it's surprisingly a lot. And most people that rank these things is in their top 3. I think it's great, but I couldn't put it in my top 3. I couldn't even put it in my top 4, boys. It had to be 5 because I'm going with a wild card here.
Okay.
That maybe people wouldn't put in their top 10, but I remember this episode so well. Number 4, Wet Painters.
This is a
wait. Okay, that's when they paint Mr. Krabs' mom's house, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
they paint the inside of his house,
Oh, okay.
and
Did
they can't get any paint on anything because it's permanent paint, and he literally has every aspect of this wall covered up by shit. This was more of a visual gag episode than anything.
Oh yeah.
But man, this was great. I'm just going to start painting this wall with the permanent paint that we can't get on anything but the wall. And it's just like 2 hours later. I'm just going to start painting this wall 4 hours later. Yeah, I'm just going to start painting this wall. And it goes 6 hours later.
Can you hurry up? I'm all out of time cards.
See, that was a great part of that episode because that's where they officially broke kind of like the status about those cards too, which was great.
You also had one of my favorite, I mean, there are multiple favorite scenes of this episode for me, but when they create the giant paint bubble and it's like, barnacles, what could be worse than a giant paint bubble?
Oh, I know. 2 giant paint bubbles.
And then they combine in one. Patrick, I don't know how this could get any bigger.
Nonsense.
It spews everywhere to where we did it. We managed to get everything. Flamin' Flossom, what's that? Speck of paint on his first dollar.
Austin, thank you for doing all the thank you for doing all these because
he's
this makes
nailing
me
the impressions tonight.
this makes me really want to watch SpongeBob when I get home.
I tell you, Greg, that I was damn near dying when they were trying to get this paint off this fucking dollar bill. To the point where, like,
No, SpongeBob, we're not cavemen. We have technology. It didn't work.
and then they decide to fucking take another dollar bill, but Patrick keeps putting it into this random fucking vending machine that's in his house. Oh, grab it, Pat! Grab it! No! And then they just put all these paintings up on this fucking... That's funny. I don't remember a jar of paintings used to be where my first dollar used to be. In fact, I don't remember this painting at all. Or this one. Or this one. Or this one. And this one. It gets the SpongeBob. What are you doing? Oh, just hanging around.
Boo!
Till we find out that the paint was actually coming off of saliva. And Mr. Krabs laughs so hard at this that he starts like protruding like water from his tongue, and it just rinses off his entire house. This is one of my favorite episodes of SpongeBob entirely.
I agree. All the visual gag parts were great. I can agree with you.
Yeah,
on that.
now that you're talking about it, like I kind of want to go home and watch this episode.
Yeah.
Boys,
it's not your number one though, right?
It's not even
top three.
Not even top 3. Because boys, have you ever gone camping?
Couple times.
Camping episode. This was fucking hysterical.
Is this the one where they have to look out for the sea bears?
Let's gather around the campfire and sing our campfire song.
So, say a beaver.
I actually
think you're SpongeBob.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know if I have that talent.
Definitely, I appreciate this episode because the gags with the actual sea bear, and it has to be a circle instead of an oval, and the sea rhinoceros and stuff. I appreciate that, but that's like, it's good, but I still feel like I don't think it deserves to be this high. It's good, but I don't think it deserves to be this high.
Greg, I couldn't disagree more with you, my friend. Not only, I mean, every part of this episode was fantastic, to the point where Squidward's trying to make the tent, and he goes, write that down. Ooh, and he's playing tic-tac-toe with this. Like, of course. That's stupid.
Well, maybe it is stupid, but it's also dumb.
To where, yes, you have the scene where Squidward puts on everything that can attract a sea bear. Well, maybe it's because you're not wearing your hat in a goofy fashion.
And then just
turns
upside
It's a rally cap.
Yeah.
That's where it came from, actually.
Wow.
He starts making. You have to make it a circle. It's an oval. It has to be a circle. This, you guys can say what you want. This was by far one of the best SpongeBob episodes in history.
I appreciate your love for it, and yes, it's a good episode, but just for me personally, I wouldn't put it in my top 10. That's all I'm saying. But I respect it, Austin.
But what about you? Does this go on your top 10 for you?
I don't think so, no.
Really?
No.
Holy shit, guys.
I'm right there with Greg. I respect it on your top 10, but not on mine.
I thought this episode was fantastic, but you get critics everywhere. What can I say? Even from your own crew.
Listen, this one's
we're here to support you. Though.
This one's a deep
respect
topic,
it.
though, so like we're able to I think we have a lot of room to discuss on this one. But what do you got for number 2, man?
Krusty Krab, yeah. Pizza is the pizza, yeah, for you and me.
You nailed that.
That was good. That was
You
excellent.
nailed it.
That was excellent.
Delivery at number 2.
This was excellent. Yeah, I don't know if I would put it as high as number 2. I think it is in my top 10. That's for sure. But I think it's a little high for me. But I respect it.
But Greg, the pioneers used to ride these things for miles. It's just a stupid boulder. It's not just a boulder. It's a rock.
I can just picture him walking with the pizza.
Yeah.
Just struggling.
Through the sandstorm. Yeah. This was a quest before they knew it was a quest.
Mm-hmm.
And when they get there, they don't have his diet Dr. Kelp, so he doesn't want the pizza.
I'd be so mad. I'd be so mad if I was SpongeBob.
Oh, thanks. I've been dying for one. Where's my drink?
I mean, in fairness, wouldn't you be pissed if you didn't get your drink either?
I mean, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, paying
if
for
you're
it,
craving it, if you're craving that drink,
to where Squidward just basically feels so bad for Spud. This is one of the first times we feel sympathy from Squidward to SpongeBob.
That's true. That's very true, actually.
So he goes and slams the pizza all in his mouth in one bite. And when they finally go home, the place is right next to the Krusty Krab. The whole fucking time.
Yeah.
I honestly forgot about that part.
Mm-hmm.
We have just enough time to make it back to work. And it's right there. Oh.
Yeah.
But wait, didn't you say you're gonna sing the song?
You did.
Did.
How's it? That's no. Sing the actual song that everyone knows.
Krusty Krab pizza is the pizza for you and me. The Krusty Krab pizza is the pizza for Daddy. Whee!
Oh, he's breaking it
Oh,
down
man.
now.
He does that, but
And then of course,
Boys.
it's scored. And my feet are killing me. Ah.
now my question is this: do I say the number one, or do I fire off the honorable mentions?
I want to hear the honorable mentions actually, because I'm very fascinated by this one.
Okay.
What do you got?
The Tattletale Strangler episode.
Okay.
That's one.
Mm-hmm.
The Fry Cook Games.
That's
How
a good
is
one.
that not in your top 10?
That
My God, Austin.
I'm telling you, this is where it gets so controversial.
Oh
It's
my
unreal.
God.
there's one I'm thinking of, but I'll wait and see if you say it.
Ripped pants.
There it is.
Oh my God.
There it is.
I can't remember what it's called, but it's the episode where Mrs. Puff gives extra credit to SpongeBob.
Oh, yes.
So
all he
he'll
has to do is
finally
write a
pass his
sentence.
driver's test.
Yeah.
And the only reason I put that on there is because when they're doing like the whole thing with them driving and he's holding onto the boat and he's like, if you think I'm going to fall for educational television, you have the first episode where they meet Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy.
Oh, oh my God, that's another one. How is Evil not on your top 10?
I'm telling you, man. This
Jesus Christ.
That's you don't say evil around him. Evil.
Oh my God.
Um
The International Justice. What is it? The IJLSA, the International Justice League. I can't remember what it was. Fuck.
supervillains, I think.
No. IJLSA was like the group that they were a part of. The Quickster.
That's right.
The Quickster, Captain Magma, Miss Appear, and the Elastic Waistband.
The elastic. Want to see me run to that rock?
You want to see me?
Want to see me do it again?
I can finally touch my toes.
Another one was the Nasty Patty episode.
I mean, that's fair.
The sailor's mouth one, the swearing.
Sailor Mouth was
Sailor's
another
Mouth.
Good one.
And obviously,
Um,
one of my
what-
personal favorites, because I have a T-shirt that calls out that episode. The Krusty Krab training video.
That's what I was getting at, Greg.
My
The Krusty Krab
God.
training video. People order our patties or oh poop.
I have that shirt. Like, come on.
What about the fun episode?
That's what fun.
F is for friends who do stuff together. U
Um,
is for you and me.
The episode
N is for
where
anything, anywhere, all down here in the deep blue
Shit,
sea.
I'm trying to remember what it's called, but it's the one where he eats the nasty sundae, and people think he's ugly, and in fact, it's just his breath.
Oh,
yeah.
I remember that one.
It's called the Ugly Barnacle.
They're like in the movie theater. Everyone's like leaving.
Or the whole.
Once there was an ugly barnacle. He was so ugly that everyone died. The end.
The Idiot Box. That's the one where they have the giant cardboard box and are using imagination.
Oh, that's a good one too. Oh, another one that is one of my favorites. The one where they go on the treasure hunt.
Yeah.
East. I thought you said
Weast.
Do you notice anything funny about this map, Patrick?
You mean that it's our game board?
It's our game board taped to a piece of paper. Oh,
But Austin, there's one that we didn't mention.
The number one all-time SpongeBob episode in history. Band Geeks.
Thank God. Thank you, God. Because if there was one that I was going to be okay with being on your top 10, thank God it is this one. Thank God.
You could say it's Sweet Victory.
Oh, my God. That feels so good. The greatest, probably the greatest cartoon scene ever.
Oh, for sure.
Ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
So much that people got pissed over at a Super Bowl.
Yeah, right.
I tell you what, I love Travis Scott. I hated him nothing more than when he came on stage during that. I said, no, this is horse shit. You promised us. You fucking promised us the song. And they didn't deliver. I was heartbroken, but
please give us,
by far.
Please give background to this because, God, I love this retelling.
Well, it starts off, hello, you've reached the house of unrecognized talent. Please leave a message for the... Yeah, we're at the home of animal control, and we understand that you have a dying animal on the premises. So the episode starts, obviously, with Squidward playing his clarinet, and Squilliam Fancy Son calls him and telling him that his band is playing at the Bubble Bowl this weekend. Ba-ba-ba-ba, ba-ba-ba-ba, ba-ba-ba-ba. Then Squidward trying to gather up everyone in Bikini Bottom to form a marching band. And I'll never forget one of the first lines when they're all together. How many of you have ever played an instrument? Do instruments of torture count? No. Is mayonnaise an instrument? No, Patrick. Mayonnaise is not an instrument. Horseradish is not an instrument either. Well, maybe some of us would play better if some of us didn't play with big, meaty claws.
What did you say?
Punk. Big, meaty claws. To finally, it's one of the more sadder scenes in the whole thing. But when they're walking down and playing in the street, and he's like, flag twirlers, I want to see them moving. Flag twirlers. And fly into the air and crash into this blimp.
And they actually play taps. Incredible. Incredible.
And finally, the episode ends with a rendition of Sweet Victory. And that is by far the greatest scene in all of SpongeBob.
Not just SpongeBob. That is the greatest cartoon scene ever.
It is a great
ever. And it does not come close.
Holy shit. Whew.
You feel good? I
feel like a weight's been lifted off my shoulders. That was one of the that was the hardest.
That would be
ranking.
tough to narrow those down.
Yeah, that's awful, man.
I didn't even mention the one episode. We forgot to mention it, boys. When they get stuck in Sandy's tree dome during her hibernation.
Oh.
All right, Pinhead, your time is up.
Who you call a pinhead?
To I'm Dirty Dan.
I'm Dirty Dan.
I'm Dirty Dan.
Oh, or even the one where he goes to visit Sandy for the first time, where we got when in doubt, pinky out. Water.
I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. I need it. Holy shit. This has been a wonderful sweat-inducing episode of the RankKing's Court. But hey, which I'm assuming not everyone's top 10 is my top 10.
Oh, God.
So if you want to challenge
this
one,
is going to cause a big uproar. Yes.
So instead of arguing with it like a normal simpleton, go into the comments, put your top 10, and we'll see if they stack up to mine. Because this, I mean, for me, it was a sweet victory. But for everyone else, it might be a load of... So,
Oh, my God.
thank you, everyone, to viewing tonight's show. We'll be back next week which, guys, it's going to be I'm pretty sure it's our 44th
It'll
episode.
be 44, yeah.
This is insane how we've been going this long. We haven't been canceled yet, which is crazy.
Not yet.
Not yet. We'll see. Thankfully, President's been busy lately, so we're good.
Oh, yeah.
He's been distracted.
But yes, all the wonderful content that we have brought to you, us at the RankKing's Court every Tuesday at 6:30 on Twitch. You have the flagship show, 2 Beers Deep. That is on Thursdays at 7. You have the Vault with our boys, Benny and Smalls, on Friday on YouTube and Facebook. Beer reviews by one Greg Malik and Josh Elsas on Saturday. And you can also check out on Tuesday the pizza reviews done by Josh. I haven't mentioned those in a while. And Josh, I'm sorry for that. So that's on me. But check those out on Tuesday if you're wanting some good old cheese and pepperoni pizza. Because, man, they're good. Sunday, as always, Deke and I are on for the fantasy football, which our mocks are always at 10:30. So get your shit together on that because fantasy football season is approaching.
I just found out I got first pick in my one league.
Nice.
Attaboy. Good old young Wei Koo kicker vote takes. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again from our home to yours, to the wonderful seas, Bikini Bottom, to Rock Bottom, the Flying Dutchman's boat, and more. We salute you as court is finally adjourned.
Court is adjourned.